Good morning, North Middle School. I'm Mercedes Rutledge with North News' third episode and first episode of 2014. Today's episode will be filled with tips, music, food, sports, and words of wisdom from Miss Dowdy. Our first story is going to be part one of a two-part interview with Miss Dowdy. Take it away, Toriana.
My first question is, why do people bully others?
Well, that's a really difficult question to answer, but here's what I have seen in research studies. A lot of research has been done about why students, especially at middle school, bully others, and basically it boils down to this. They're seeking popularity. And so basically they bully others in an attempt to make themselves more popular. And so by increasing their popularity, they decrease the popularity of the people that they're bullying. Now, that is a very horrible reason to be mean to another person. But basically, that's kind of what research has told us about middle school kids and why they bully one another.
Next question is, what kind of ways do people bully others?
Well, there's a variety of ways. But basically, they do a lot of things to make another person feel bad about themselves, or to embarrass them in front of others, or to shame them in front of others. A lot of times it involves name calling. A lot of times it involves other physical kinds of acts, bumping into someone, making it look like it's an accident, making them drop their books, or actually slapping their books out of their hand. Or there's a variety of things that people might do if we're talking about one-on-one bullying. But basically, just a one-time name-calling event, or a one-time of accidentally on purpose bumping into somebody, making them drop their materials, or tripping somebody in the hall, that's really not bullying. But when it becomes a day after day kind of thing, and you constantly call someone a name, or you constantly mess with their stuff, or you constantly do things that you know are going to embarrass or humiliate or irritate another person, then it crosses the line from just being mean to being a bully.
What do you think a person feels like when they're being bullied?
Well, that's a really hard question to answer unless you've ever actually been bullied. My experience with talking to students who feel like that they've been bullied is they really feel powerless. They feel like the whole world is against them and that nobody's on their side, because it's really difficult to bully somebody who feels like that they have an ally, whether it be in teachers or other students, and they feel kind of powerless. So and this is the thing that I like to tell students all the time. Sometimes they don't always tell adults things because they don't want to be a snitch. Snitch is a word that people who are doing things they're not supposed to do use to control the actions of others, to keep them from telling, because the only way to take away the power of a bully is to tell an adult. Whether it be your parents, whether it be a teacher, whether it be myself, Mr. Gish, or Mr. Thompson, the only way to destroy the power of a bully is to tell an adult. And so the bullies and other people who are doing things they're not supposed to do use the word snitch as a way of keeping other people from doing the right thing and standing up to bullies. So the only real way to stop bullying is for people to speak up. Other students see it, other students hear it, they need to tell adults. They need to tell a trusted adult and let us know. That's the way we stop bullying.
Thank you, Toriana, for your interview with Miss Dowdy. We'll see part 2 next episode. Now we have some tips on how not to get swept.
Welcome to Nord's News. I'm Star Jeanette, and I'm here to tell you about how not to get swept. Don't go to the bathroom and fix your hair. Do go to the bathroom, wash your hands, and leave. Walk on the right-hand side in the hallway. No pushing. Do not push in the hallway. Don't wait for your friends at their locker. Do go to your locker and leave so you can't get swept.
Thank you, Star, for those helpful tips on how not to get swept. Now we have an interview with Ms. Walters about our school lunch menu.
Henderson, and I'm here with Miss Debbie, and we're going to be discussing our lunchroom menus. How many kids actually eat their lunch, you think?
Probably around 750.
How can we improve our school menus?
Well, hopefully they'll kind of let up on some of the guidelines we had last year, and that maybe will make them better for next year.
How can kids get the nutrients they need during school?
Well, as each child comes through, we try to make sure that they have enough of the fruit, have enough vegetables, and we have the meat and milk. So we try to make sure that as they come through the lines.
Who decides on the menus?
Sabrina Jewell, our food service director.
Have you ever considered a la carte like the high school?
Yes, I have, and that may be something we'll be looking to probably in the near future.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I'm Taylor Sinnott.
Thank you, Taylor, for that interview with Miss Walters. Now we have an interview with Miss Corbett about our girls basketball team.
I'm here interviewing Miss Corbett about the girls basketball team. Miss Corbett, how do you think the girls are doing this year?
The girls are doing really well this year. We have a record of 6-1, but on paper that looks really good. Like a 6-1 record, that's a successful season so far. But there's a lot of things that we've got to work on because we need to work on our defense, being more intense, not being complacent with the wins. Because when you face opponents in the second half of the season, they're going to be prepared for you. They are going to, scout you and know exactly what you're doing as a team. And we got to be prepared for what they're scouting us for. What I'm wishing for my girls to understand, this season is a stepping stone for next year. They have to improve their weaknesses this year, and when they move into next year, they can be more successful players. So basically, overall, they've got to work really hard to improve and not just be happy with where they are right now. Because even though our season looks very successful, there's just so many other areas that they need to improve upon to be a great team.
Thank you. And how do you think they can improve?
Well, improving, just like I said, if they go to the YMCA or they go practice on their own, some of them might go, get some training sessions from other people. But whatever they're being told in practice from me, if it means rebounding better, blocking out, if it means improving your individual skills when you're dribbling, doing individual moves, not just having one or two moves, having several moves, if it means improving your jump shot or improving free throws. Right now, as a team, we need to improve our free throws. Our free throw percentages is not that strong, so that's something that we're working on. Rebounding right now, we have a couple players who are doing an excellent job pulling down 10 to 15 rebounds a game. But and overall, as a team, we got to improve rebounding, and we have to improve on transition defense, getting back, when the other team is rebounding and throwing out the ball so that we can get back on defense and stop the runouts, the fast breaks. Every day they got to improve on our weak areas so that they are prepared for the tournament, because everybody's prepared for you at tournament time.
Thank you. And one more question. How do you think the girls will do this year at the tournament?
Okay, going into the tournament, we like I said, we are working on our weak areas right now, and it's up to them as a team. They have to come together. If they pull together and they start realizing their potential, because they do have a lot of potential, and they start working on their own, and they start listening and doing everything they need to in practice, we'll be successful in this tournament. But they have to be prepared because other teams are prepared. I'm the type of coach, when you go out there, you give your best. Every practice is an intense practice. There's no off days. Not if you want to be a great player, because at one point in time, they're going to be playing at the high school level. And if you're not improving each year, by the time you try out there, if those skills that, you were weak in here at the middle school level aren't improved, then it's going to be difficult to make that team, because you go up against a lot of older girls who are very skilled in basketball. And it's not just here at the middle school. You're going to have them skilled to play at the high school varsity level. So they need to improve. So facing tournament time, we need to be prepared, and we need to be focused, and we need to understand that to win, we got to give our best at all times.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Logan, for that interview with Miss Corbett. Now we will be watching a performance by our very own North Middle School band. this is the end of our third episode of North News. Tune in next week for another broadcast. I'm Mercedes Rutledge signing out here at North News. I'm like tongue-tied. Okay. Next, we will... Oh, I forgot the next episode thing. Oh, okay. Okay. Miss Walken.
Walters. Hang on.
I did so well. I messed up at the end.
You're doing this with